Hello and welcome to Channel 2S. I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and as is usual around the start of the year, I completely disappeared for about half a month. I don't know why, but there's something about winter that just completely sucks out my desire to make videos. But anyways, we're here. We're in a new decade. I think that's pretty cool. And because it's the new year, we got a little something special to look at today. So in Japan, they have these things called Fukubukoro. And a Fukubukoro is kind of like a loot box, but it's like a bag that's put together by a store during New Year's. It's kind of like a New Year's celebration thing, and it has cool stuff in it. And it can be themed around anything, usually based off what the store normally sells, obviously. The price of them varies too, depending on the bag in the store. It could be $10, $30, $50, $100. And for the New Year 2020, Newtype HQ decided to celebrate by making a Fukubukoro of their own. Now, this isn't going to necessarily be like a review of this, as in should you go out and buy this, because you can't buy it anymore. It was only available for the first week of the month, and they shipped them out after they sold out of them. So instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of experience the opening of this together with constant interruptions from my cat. Yeah, you're a little troublemaker, aren't you? So this Fukubukoro was not cheap. It was just under $100, I believe $99.99, so basically $100. So hopefully this should have some pretty cool stuff in it. So I have opened the box already just to make sure there wasn't anything like personally identifying or anything in here, but I haven't actually looked inside, and as you can see the top's covered in this bubble wrap stuff, so I can't really see what's in here anyways. Let's just dive right in. Okay, so right off the bat, just by looking at what's in the top of the box here, I can tell that this is not just a Gundam box, this is a general Plomo box, because the first three things I see here are actually a pretty cool little set of water slide decals. Now, I don't know who makes these or what these are specifically. They do kind of remind me of the markings on some of those resin kits that Newtype stocks. So maybe they're by Ankrit, I don't really know. And then we have Fukubukoro. At least I think that's what this is called, because I really don't know anything about this anime. All I know is that it exists and it makes a whole bunch of references to other stuff. But this is apparently Plomo based off that anime. It is an 11-year-old kit, so I have no idea how good it actually is, but it is crazy obscure, so maybe I'll review this when I actually build it so you guys can actually see what this weird-ass thing is really like. Also got this other smaller model that I'm assuming is from the same show. Although as you can see by the blue Bandai logo, this is actually a recent reprint, and I do appreciate when Bandai doesn't let their non-Gundam models just languish away in obscurity. They do have a tendency sometimes with things that aren't Gundam to just not reprint them, so it is nice to see that they gave Fukubukoro a little bit of love. Alright, so I can definitely see some Gundam stuff underneath. We have a high-grade Sandrock, which is a kit that I thought was pretty cool, but I didn't pick up when it came out, mostly because of my ever-expanding backlog that's gotten so big you can barely see my workbench anymore. But it is really cool to have this. I do still have that that Maganac core set from the JoJo Hobby Stuff box, so it's really cool to have a whole little Sandrock Maganac team now. Next in the box, we have the Gundam The Origin Goof Prototype. Now this is pretty cool actually, because while this is an older kit, this is one that I've always kind of had my eye on and wanted to pick up. Now, since this kit came out, we have gotten the Goof Revive, which is probably a better Goof kit, but there's something about just the harsh industrial aesthetic of this kit that really appeals to me. Also, that arm swapping gimmick they gave him is just really cool. So there's one last kit in the box. It's a Master Grade. I can see it right now. This is from a line of Master Grades that I've always heard good things about and I've always liked, but I've never actually built any of them before. So the final kit in Newtype HQ's 2020 Fukubukoro is the Master Grade Endless Waltz Epion. And this kit looks just awesome. I was definitely not expecting this in the box, obviously, at all. I was kind of expecting them to maybe go with more recent kits, but it seems like they're going with kind of a mix of old and new. Some classics like Wing, we got some new stuff like the Sandrock, and then some totally random Sergeant Frog kits. The Epion is a bit of an older kit from 2011. However, the Gundam Wing Master Grades are, honestly, in my opinion, still some of the coolest Master Grades we've gotten. They're just generally, they're not like super crazy good, but they're just really nice, solid introductions to the grade. So while Epion isn't my favorite Gundam from Wing, I'm still really happy to finally have something from the line. And finally, we have the Newtype sticker for this month, which is the Sinanju. I really like how they're doing these custom stickers each month now. And I don't know who does the art for these, but they look really cool. So here we have everything that was in my 2020 Fukubukoro from Newtype HQ. It was a $100 box, and it has about, I would say, like 110-ish worth of kits, more or less, depending on how you calculate the prices. So not a super amazing deal, especially considering the high price of the box, but it still had some really cool stuff in it. Between takes, I actually opened up one of the Fukubukoro kits, and it's even got some of that like real grade style pre-built sections on the runner, which is kind of cool because I wouldn't expect them to do something like that for this kind of model. So anyways, I gotta give a big thank you to Newtype HQ for sending this box my way because, as is always the case in my videos, this one was brought to you by Newtype HQ. Newtype HQ is a US-based Gunpla store with all sorts of kits, paint, and supplies. This also includes stuff like paints and supplies that could sometimes be a little bit harder to find in the US. So I definitely recommend checking them out at the link in the description below, and don't forget to use code channel2s for 10% off your first order. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I did have a couple of videos planned to come out before this, but I'll probably try to see if I can get them out before the end of the month anyways. If you want to see more Gundam and Gunpla content, be sure to subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys.